Like I said initially, I don't support any reason why youths will take it upon themselves to kill officers who are saddled with the mandate of protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. But let's change the scenario. Let's take America or even the worst place. Let's say Pakistan. Let's say I want to flashpoint. I don't want to use Pakistan. Let's say Iran. Let's take on that place. A more developed world. Let's look at it. But I want to use let's say France or America or Britain. Let's take Britain. That in one community in Britain, that youths went to kill 16 of the British Royal Military and killed it. What would you think would be the response of the British military? To go to that community and start burning houses and start shooting people and start destroying properties? Look, anywhere in the world, two wrongs does not make a right. Two wrongs does not make a right. Two wrongs at all. So as much as I condemn the youths picking on military to the extent of taking lives of the Nigerian military, it is the same way I also condemn in totality of the Nigerian military in response destroying lives and property. It is not an acceptable norm anywhere in the world. You do not go to the extent of making innocent people suffer for the crime of a few. It's not logic anywhere in the world. It's not commonsensical. It is not an acceptable logic for anybody to think that because a group of youths decided to end the life of a military officer, then in retaliation to teach the community a lesson, you go about setting the whole community on fire. And in some extent, you take the life of people who may stand in your way. For years, Okuama people versus Koloba have been fighting. All of a sudden, it changes to Nigerian military versus Okuama. You see, Nigeria as a country has lost virtually everything. Nigeria as a country has lost almost everything. It is becoming or has become a lawless place. No law is operating. Please carry your Biafra Matako in Jos, in Plateau State here, and paraded them. He paraded them before the media. A word came from Abuja, and they freed those people and dismissed the officer in question from the Nigerian army. You see, when I say don't bring Biafra here, and I will tell you, since you have forced me, I will talk about it. You see, the issue on ground is so big. The conspiracy on Nigeria is so big. And you that claim to be wise, because most Igbo people believe that when they were born with more intelligence than anybody. But you forgot that the intelligence of making money is not the intelligence of politics. The intelligence of making money is different from intelligence of politics. Because the intelligence of making money, you have to be arrogant, you have to be You have to have a saving culture. You have to understand the difference between capital and profit, investment. You have to understand time. You have to understand addition and subtraction. You have to understand that if you eat more than what is coming in, you are losing. But if you spend less than what is coming in, you are moving up. So this is the basic business sense. It's nothing scientific about that. But in politics, you have to learn to control your emotion. You have to smile even when you are angry. You have to be friendly to those that you will not, that you would have considered your enemy. You have to form friends. Sometimes you have to make friends with your enemies, even though they will not be your friends. But you have to force yourself to make friends. These are not the attributes of a businessman. These are not the attributes of a businessman. So, when you say, when we are talking about Nigeria, because a group of people have sat down and say, look, this set of people, if you are a Delta man, if you are from Delta State, if you are from the Middle Belt, if you are any other tribe, if you are one of the so-called minority tribes in Nigeria, and you are hating the Igbo, you are the biggest idiot. Look, some Igbos are very annoying. Honestly, if there's anybody that annoys me more on social media, comments that annoy me more than Igbos. But I also tell you that if you are hating the Igbo and you are a minority, your stupidity is the biggest form of stupidity ever imagined on this life. Let me repeat myself again. Some Igbos can be very, very annoying because they make comments as if they know everything, whereas it's not everything they know. But then again, I'm telling you that if you are hating the Igbos, you go to hospital, you need help. Why am I saying so? You see, some group of people have vowed that an Igbo man will never be president. They are not worried about the Yoruba man because there's no way in the world. If an Igbo man cannot be president, what's the Yoruba man looking for? What's the Ijaw man looking for? What's the Ekwere man looking for? What's the Anaguta man looking for? What's the Middle Belt man looking for? What's the Idoma man, the Thief man? All those around there, let's forget about it. So long as we don't make the Igbo man become president, the rest too are also out of the way. Because if an Igbo man becomes president today, the Benue man, the Plateau man, the Nasarawa man, the man from the Kaduna South, all these people who share similar marginalization from the cabal will begin to enjoy. Will begin to get the benefit of a better Nigeria. So in order to stop it, stop the Igbo. Now you see why I said, if you are hating the Igbos, you are hating yourself. Let me tell you, the only reason why Nigeria has not been Islamized, the only reason why Nigeria has not been Islamized is the Igbo man. Is the Igbo, is the Southeast. Left for the rest, now, sharp, in less than 24 hours. And when we say Islamization, some of you morons will think that Islamization is forcing you to carry Quran, or forcing you to go to mosque, or forcing you to go and pray. No, Islamization, Saudi Arabia is an Islamic state, but there are Christians there. Kuwait is an Islamic state, but there are Christians in Kuwait. Dubai is an Islamic state. There are Christians in Dubai. There are churches in Dubai. They sell wine in Dubai. They sell wine in Saudi Arabia. Wine. They sell wine in Saudi Arabia. But a Christian man can never rule Saudi Arabia or Kuwait. A Christian man can never get any recognizable position. In fact, there's what they call jizya. A money you have to pay to get small recognition. Now, Tinubu as your president had, I think, it's a guess, I might be wrong, I don't know, but if you get it, you get it. If If you don't get it, forget about it. When he says it is turn, for somebody to say it is his turn, it means a forum was created and a discussion was made, an MOU was entered into. You get me? An MOU was entered into. So if there's an MOU, everybody will write his interest, because I just finished writing a memorandum of understanding with some business associate in the US. Of course, everybody will be protecting his interest. Should this one happen, what happens to the percentage sharing? Should that one happen, what happened to the percentage of sharing? So everybody will write and protect his own interest. So what was the interest? Because Buhari entered into, Buhari and Tinubu entered into an agreement. So what was the interest of Buhari that Tinubu will acknowledge? I will tell you those interests. The Fulanization of Nigeria. Tinubu will not do anything about it at all, because that will be going against the memorandum of understanding. Another reason why I keep getting angry for this Biafra this thing. Alone you will not get Biafra. I've been crying this thing since before. One of the first video I made that this IPOB want to keep my neck, when I said, look, learn how to work with people, learn how to create alliances. By creating alliances, it's not telling them that they are Biafrans. No, that's not the way to create Biafra. Don't tell people who they are. They know what they are. Before the Igbo man came to this world, I already know who I am. So don't come and tell me who I am. That would be insulting me. You need the middle belt. You need your neighbors in the south. You need part of the Yoruba people who are sympathetic to you. But you can't win their love by telling them that the only way you can work with them is if they become Biafra. God, you don't know how much I hate that name. I hate that word. If it's sweet for you, fine, but please, I don't like it, because it has been so messed up. It has been so corrupted. Look at your Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Look at the childish behavior he's behaving, doing eye like this, drinking wine, showing his muscles, wearing like boxer. Look, this situation we are in is very, very complex. It's very, very, very complex. You have to be intelligent. You have to be smart. Being intelligent is knowing what to do. Being smart is knowing how to implement what you know. Let me repeat myself. Being intelligent is different from being smart. Being intelligent is knowing what to do. Being smart is knowing how to do what you know. So you have to be intelligent, you have to be smart, you have to be patient. Then you have to work with people. And if you are going to work with people, don't approach them as if you are bigger than them. You must approach them as equals. You must approach them as equal. Whether they are 5, whether you are 1 million and they are 5, whether your population is bigger, you must, because right now, plus your population and their population, you are big, you are small, you are not big. All of us, we are suffering the same thing. So your bigness and your population has not amounted to anything for you. So if we are suffering the same consequences, we should approach the issue as equals. Something I know I have tried to sink into those IPOB people that they refuse to understand. Now I know I'm losing a lot of followers from this time. I'm losing followers from people who don't like my stand on Biafra. I'm losing followers from people who don't like my stance on Islamic concept. I'm losing followers from people who don't like my stand on fake pastors. I'm losing followers on many issues. But if I want to be a hypocrite, because I'm afraid if I say these things, I will lose followers, then I will become a hypocrite. And a hypocrite is who I never am. I'm never a hypocrite. I can't be a hypocrite. I will say my mind the way it is. Even if you don't see the truth today, you will see it tomorrow. So the Nigerian military is completely it's not in a position to act professional now, as it is right now. When you have a mosque in the barrack, a mosque that is built for the Muslim soldiers in the barrack, but on Fridays it is open for civilians outside to come into the mosque to pray. You see, it is no longer professional again. It is no longer professional. I was driving along the ITF. Now, ITF is Industrial Training Fund. Before the arrival of Joe Ari, no, what's the name of that man? It's not Joe Ari. The director, DG before Joe Ari. There was a mosque in ITF. Until that man came and built a church too. It almost wanted to cause some issues, but after then it slid. When you go there, you find out that people who are not working with ITF on Friday, they come to the mosque and pray. Such practice should be stopped. If you are building a mosque in a parastatal, I'm sure you built it for workers in that parastatal. Opening it up for civilians outside that are not staff of that establishment is corrupting the system. So the Nigerian system is in a dire situation. We are talking about the Nigerian military and their response in Delta State. I'm from Delta State. It concerns me. I said from the beginning that I am not in support of Nigerians killing their military personnel. It's a very, 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 very bad precedent and should not be tolerated anywhere. However, I also condemn in totality of response that leads to destruction of properties and lives because of the activities of people. It is not the whole community that sat down to say, okay, let's go and kill Nigerian military officers. It is illogical for people who did not know when they planned that act to suffer for the actions of some miscreants in the village. I totally don't support the idea. I don't. It's like my boy now just come on, maybe in the side saying they smoke Igbo. He go sit down for they smoke Igbo. He go maybe go run one basin babe. They come they fight. Before you know they carry the fight, come my house, come they bomb my house. Why should I suffer for his action because I'm his father? This is the way Africa thinks that if it were to, do you think if the same thing had happened in America, that a group of homies, what's up, man? Yo, I'm gonna bust a cap in your motherfucking ASS, man. What's up, man? You fuck me, you know me, I'm gonna fuck. Then they killed 16 of the US Army. Do you think that the US Army, one of the greatest military forces in the world, will go about bringing down, burning down houses and shooting people and say because you kill a soldier, let us teach you lesson? We are so backward in our thinking, and such backwardness in thoughts should not be ingredients of training of the Nigerian military. I should have expected that they carry out intensive investigation to fish out the perpetrators. You can rally the whole community, rally all of them, until each one begin to confess who killed, who and who had a hand in the killing. I mean, doesn't mean it didn't have to take me 3 days to think this one now, Abba. If you hear that the Nigerian military rallied the whole villagers, okay, who killed, who and who participated? If you mean even threaten them until they bring the people, but burning properties, burning houses, Abba. It's, for me, it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. Well, I may be ignorant too. I may be saying rubbish, but I don't think it makes sense at all anywhere. I don't think the U.S. Army will behave that way. I don't think it's only in Africa you see things like this. I don't think even the Iranian army will behave like that. It's only in Africa you see people behaving like this. You see, once a black man carries a gun, he automatically thinks he's God. Besides, I don't think nobody is talking about what led the youth into doing what they did, though. For now, it appears that is no longer important. For now,